Okay, David. So I saw the other day somebody said, now AT&T has the iPhone, T-Mobile has the G1, and Sprint's going to have the Pre, and people are going to make those type of device comparisons as well as others. How do you think it compares?
Sure. I think it compares extremely well. Now, I'm biased, obviously, because I'm with Sprint and we have an exclusive on the product. But I'd encourage people to go out and look at what people have said about the product. It's early. We haven't really even seated the analysts with demos. So mainly what they've done is they've seen demos, but they haven't played with it themselves. But I can tell you, I think it does extremely well on two fronts. It competes extremely well on two fronts. The first is from a hardware design perspective. It's a really elegant design. It's essentially, when you look at it, it's touched Riverstone, so when you polished Riverstone, excuse me. So when you look at it, it's got a really elegant design. It actually is curved a little bit, so it really fits from a form factor in your face. It's over a 3-inch screen. It's high resolution, and it's got a slider keyboard. So on the hardware side, it's fantastic, and I think people love that. But what they'll like more is really the user interface, and that's what people raved about. It's a really, really cool user interface. So I'll hit just 3 or 4 things I think people will really like. One is it's got true multitasking. So I can be doing an email, also be on the web, and I can have multiple screens up. Think about it like a deck of cards. You could have multiple decks of cards up, and when you're done with one, you just swipe it off. Really, really cool and really powerful in terms of ease of use, kind of like your computer. The second thing is, it's one of my favorites. It's got universal search. Universal search, literally, I pull the keyboard down, I start typing, and if I type Blue, and there's John Blue that's a friend of mine, it'll pull up that contact. It looks on the device for search. But if it's not on the device, and I say I do Blue Man, it then immediately pulls up Google. I hit Google, or it's got Wikipedia as well, and I can do a search. It knows I'm looking to search off of the device on the web, and I don't have to rekey it or anything like that. I think people will find that wildly compelling, and they'll use it 5-6 times a day. I also think 2 other things that are really, really cool. One is integrated calendar. So I'll use my example. I have my business calendar on my device, but my wife and I share a Google Calendar at home. Today I've got to look at my PC to see it. Tomorrow when I have the Pre, I actually will have both views. I'll have my Google Calendar, and it's not meshing them together, it's just giving me a screen view. So I can see my Outlook calendar, and I've got a meeting, let's say, till 5:30, but then I've got to pick up my daughter at 6 because she's got soccer, and I've got to get her to soccer. I know and can manage both personal and my professional life. So I think people will really like that. It's something that's been missing, and frankly, I think it'll do things like take Google Calendar off like crazy. Web-based calendaring will really proliferate, even though it's done well already. And then the other thing is contacts. And so it allows you to keep your personal and your business contacts. So I'll give you the example of I have contacts, again, with people in Facebook, but I've also got contacts with them in Outlook and on the business side. It blends them. So if I wanted to call somebody, I can use the personal side, I can use the business side. As they update their Facebook, I get all of those updates sent to the device. So and the reason I bring up both of those, calendar and contacts, is it's blending your personal and professional life. So when you think about the devices you mentioned earlier, you typically see them really lean one way or the other. iPhone is very much an entertainment-centric device. The G1 and the Storm from BlackBerry, those are really more business-centric devices. This is a combination. It's a really powerful blend of personal and professional, and I think that's where people really love the device.
Cool. Thanks, David, for your time. Sure
Sure.
appreciate it.